Hello, welcome back to Coaching Gaming. We are here for episode number 66, I believe, of our Football Manager 2018-16 Munich series. And in today's episode, we have the end of season awards for the 2028-2029 season, a season in which we finished in 5th position. We were so close to snatching 4th from RB Leipzig if we'd have just potentially won the last game, I believe. Maybe we would have it would have gone down to goal difference, in which case we wouldn't have finished 4th, but we had the chance if results went our way, and they didn't because we decided to draw the game. So we are here, we've qualified for the Europa League, and we are in Europe next season, which is fantastic. As you can see, Schalke won the league quite comfortably. They only lost 4 games and they were 13 points ahead of anyone else. Bayern Munich finished 2nd on 67, Hertha Berlin on 64, RB Leipzig on 62, us on 60, Augsburg below us on 56, and Borussia Dortmund in 7th place with 52 points. So they go into the Europa Conference League, and Augsburg and us go into the Europa League. It's going to be interesting. It's great. As you can see on the player stats, we'll get into that in just a second. But here we go, end of season awards and whatnot. So we've got overall best 11. Here we go. So we have interesting. Anybody in it? We've got Königsmann in goal, a back four, Strahler, Lastra, Hartvigsen and Springer. Springer and Lastra into the team, which is great. Carlos at the base midfield with Dressel and Efkan in front of him. Loretta and Brock on the wings with David Otto up front. Interesting. We've got Gregor Meyer as substitutes, Bagade, Galani, Slattery, Grealigat, Ledson and Steiniger on the bench for us, which is interesting. Let's have a look at the end of season awards. We had Juan Luis Lastra win 44% of the fans' player of the season. Jose Munoz behind him, 27%, and Carlos coming third with 18%. Davidson got goal of the season against Wolfsburg. Let's have a look at it. One of not a lot of goals he scored, but yeah, that's pretty much our full strength 11. It is a free kick that comes back out to him. I mean, fair enough. I'll take that. Great strike from the edge of the area there. We did win that game 2-0 as well. Signing of the season was Dusan Smiljanic from FK Partizan for 1.53 million. Obviously, we did loan him back, but then we recalled him in January because he became our best or second best defender. So yeah, he did do a pretty good performance. Did get a goal in there for us as well. 7.05 rating, or average rating, which is good. And young player of the season at 22 years old, it is Juan Luis Lastra. So have a look at the stats. So, oh my God, Shiba got our top goal scorer with 9 goals. Lastra highest average rating at 7.22. Alfredino with the most assists with 8. Rocha got the best pass completion at 93%. Lastra got the most player of the match awards with 5. Most yellow cards went to Alfredino, and the most red cards were Galani and Rocha with 1 apiece. And that is our team of the season, which is pretty much our full strength. Actually, apart from Shiba. Shiba is in there instead of Alfredino, and obviously Mendy is not in there because he did get injured for about half the season. So Galani is in the team as well. That left hand side is the one I would change from the team of the season, or from my personal team of the season. But yeah, pretty good. Yeah, we finished in the 5th place. What else have we got? Team meeting, training camp. Right, I believe I've got no, we haven't got the initial budget, so we'll go forward until we get the initial budgets. We have got 104,000 wage budget spare currently, so let's see what they give us. Let's get to that point now. Here we go, we're going to have to go one time in forward. We're going to have to click continue once. They've set initial wage budget for the coming season of £725,000 a week and a transfer budget of 28.38 million. So let's have a look, see what that equates to. So they've taken some of the wage budget away from me, actually, but they have given me 30 million to go spend, and we have got some transfers that are currently coming in. Some of these players we'll get to know a little bit better when they do come in. But let's jump forward to the first game of the season, which will be the DFB-Pokal first round again. And we'll see if any of these signings actually become good. Let's jump forward now. We have jumped forward to the 10th of August 2029, where we do have the first round of the DFB-Pokal against Pippinsried, however the hell you actually pronounce that. But yeah, so a lot of things happened over the summer. As you can see on our facilities screen, we are back in the Thomas Müller Stadion in Munich with its upgraded capacity of 32,500, of which 27,063 seats are, 62 people are seated people capacity, however you say that. Which is good. We've got very good stuff. It doesn't have a roof, undersoil heating, good condition, good. Owned by the club, which is great. We're not renting it out. Top corporate facilities, superb training facilities, state-of-the-art data analysis facilities, state-of-the-art youth facilities, excellent academy coaching, exceptional youth recruitment. Yeah, none of our youth recruitments are ever good anymore. Obviously, we've got Springer, we had Streller, Brock and Loretta both came through, I believe, from us. So there are some people that we've had come up the leagues with us, but none at the moment, which is what you sort of would expect for a club that's pushing for the Champions League. Not everyone in your youth team is going to be good enough to get into your team, even at all. And we've got a few people. We've got Mickey Sutton currently that is coming up. And let's go into the transfers. And there's been a lot of stuff happen. So, we have brought in £48.5 million worth of players, but we have sold £67 million worth of players. There's a lot of loans in here as well. So let's do the outs first. We sold Oscar to Newcastle for £8 million. As we gained a better player in. Obviously his value has gone up, joining a more reputable team in a better league. We then sold Tim Futterer to Freiburg for 1.3 million. Again, not a player we were going to ever use. Alright player, but 22 years old, 2.5 star. It's not a player that's going to be featuring for us at all, if ever. We loaned Juan Hernandez, which is a person we got in, I believe. We bought him last season, maybe. Is he in there? Either way. Oh no, we did buy him, but he's gone on loan to RC Lens, and then Dijkman we did sell for 1.9 million to Lens as well. Max Strobel went to Fortuna Dusseldorf on loan. Julian Silva, again another person we bought in. I think it might have been the last season we bought Silva, and he gone on to Wolfsburg. We sold Buttershon to Greuther Fürth for 2.6 million. We sold Fabrizio to Shakhtar Donetsk for 10.25 million. Thomas Grasso went to Lens again. Lens buying a lot of our players, or loaning a lot of our players. He went on loan. We sold Jose Mendy to Sevilla for 10.5 million, which may rise to 12.75. We sold Agume to Newcastle. Again, they've basically got a new midfield from us. For 8 million again. We sold Ronan Parr permanently this time. He's been on loan quite a few times from us. To VFL Bochum for 1.5 million. Pit Cannon went to Getafe, or Getafe, I believe it's pronounced, for loan. Vergara went to Wolfsburg on loan. We sold Conan Kanati to Paderborn for 400,000. We loaned, oh my god, there's more. We loaned Ulmer Rodas to Heidenheim for a loan. We sold Julie Menger to Mainz for 10 million. David Dabrowski went to Dynamo Dresden on loan. Mika Blatter went to Leverkusen for £675,000. I don't actually recognise that guy. Oh, it was that's interesting. I believe he was poached from us, wasn't he? I didn't think he was that good. Let's get an updated scout report on that guy, because that could have been a bad thing. But if I've only sold people that didn't have a good potential, so it might just be our scouts are not as good as our coaches. We loaned Mohamed Hadji to Hamburg. We loaned Hector Quiroga to Argentinos Juniors. Carrasco went to Werder Bremen on loan. Nye went to Coritiba for 1.5 million, and we just sold Galani to Fiorentina for 10 million. So a lot of players brought in there, which is good. And then we've got the ins. We signed Robert Robert from Sparta Rotterdam on a free, 3-star current, 3-star potential, 23-year-old. He is on the loan list currently because I'm probably not going to play him, as I only really need one defensive midfielder currently. He can play a little bit further forward, but as a ball-winning midfielder, I don't play with one there. So it was a good deal on a free, and it was going to be keep him for 6 months or a year and then sell him on for a little bit of money. And that was my thought process behind him. We signed Mallet from Le Havre on a free. Again, this one is a good player. He's a wonder kid. 20-year-old French guy, valued at 22 million. 3.5-star current, 4.5-star potential ability. Decent player. He has been banging the goals in recently in Ligue 1. So hopefully you can do the same for us in the Bundesliga. We signed David D'Orazio from Milan on a free. He's going to be our backup keeper. 23-year-old Italian, 3-star current, 3.5-star potential. He can be our backup for a few years if he wants to be. Or we could just sell him in a year's time and get another backup, because no one's going to just displace Kregelmeyer at the moment in time, unless we spend big. We then brought in Juan Hernandez from Deportivo Cali for 2 million. This is someone we've loaned back out. Not the greatest of all players. 2.5-star current ability, 2.5-star, maybe 3.5-star potential. His finishing is what made me buy him, so I couldn't say no. We've then actually spent huge chunks of money here. Rafael Hager from Hoffenheim for 18 million. It was his active relegation release clause. He comes in as our new starting left back, looking quite decent there. 3.5-star current ability and potential ability. But he likes to knock balls past the opponent and likes the ball played into his feet. He is a right-footed left back, but he can play as just a left-footed left back. It's just his his foot is classified as weak. But from what I've seen so far, it's not that weak. He likes to pass with his left, at least a little bit. And here comes some of the ones that might actually turn into quite expensive ones for us. But we signed Jimmy Appelquist from Malmo for 1 million and might rise to 3.5. He is our backup right back for the season. Current ability is 2-star with a potential ability of 4, possibly 5. Decent player for 1.8 million valued and 1 million bought, which is good. We then signed Sebastian Lemonnier from Auxerre for 1 million, might rise to 4. He comes in as a 2-star current, 3-star, maybe 4-star defensive midfielder. Not the best person in the world. He's actually, media think he's a centre-back, but he's definitely a defensive midfielder, especially at 5'8". He is not a centre-back. So this might be the one where we might just sell on in the summer and just get a bit of money from him, or maybe loan him. We then come in to the big signing of the transfer window, and it was on a free as well. It's Sherdan Ivkovic on a free transfer. Let's just click on him, please. Just look at him. He's a 22-year-old Serbian, 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He is our new striker. He's fairly determined. He's an enthusiastic striker. He comes deep to get the ball and runs with the ball very often. He's got 17 finishing and 13 penalty taking. His decisions and composure are good. Concentration not the greatest. But his physicals were as well. I love 16 acceleration, 15 pace. I love him. He originally didn't sign for us. So he did go on he came off on a free from Genk. He signed for West Ham in the Premier League, but he couldn't get a work permit. So the deal fell through. He agreed to sign for them. The next day I clicked and he was still available on a free transfer. So I managed to wangle his wage down. He wanted like 80k, I think it was. We originally offered him 80k, but then he signed for West Ham and he came back licking his wounds, and then we were like, yeah, we'll take you. He is getting paid quite a lot of money, but hopefully he can get a lot of goals for us. And let's have a look. So far, he has scored 2 goals from 6 starts in the friendlies, not the greatest in the world, but his average rating is 7.05. And if he continues to do that, again, he was banging in goals in the Belgian league, so hopefully he can do the same for us. And he is. We might have spent a lot of more money on a lot of players, but he was. As soon as I saw we could get him on a free, I was like, I need this player. And yeah, and the other one, there was other players here just to fill in the holes that we have, because we sold some of our older, less potential players. We bought in Georgi Stoyanov from Ludogorets Razgrad. Always love buying from this club. 6.5 million was quite a big offer, but he is valued at 4.7 already. He's a 2.5-star current ability defender with 5-star potential. His heading's 17. He's 6'5". His jumping reach is 17. I like him. He's classed as a wonderkid as well. He's currently unsporting, but we've partnered him up with Lastra in the development centre and the mentoring groups. Hopefully he can change it to a better personality for us, which would be great. We then signed Daniel Hall from Hanover for 16 million. Again, another relegation release clause was active, and we decided to go for it just because he's an all-round good player. 22-year-old German. We needed more German players to be in our team as well. I did this by accident, but because of the Europa League registration rules, I think we need 12 German players to be able to register everyone we want. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, fairly ambitious midfielder in that deep line playmaker role. His passing technique and vision is good. Tackling not the greatest, but who cares? We then loaned Khalid Hattab from them. I think they're Belgian as well. Oh no, Dutch. And we loaned them for originally £50,000 per month, as well as his full wages. And there is he's a 3-star current ability left back with 5-star potential, light-hearted Moroccan. There is a clause in his contract that after 20 matches played, we paid 22 million for him. So they really wanted this in his contract. I couldn't get it any lower than 22 million, as I would like to buy this player. But yeah, so if we do play him 20 times, we have to pay it. So obviously if he gets a 19 and we don't want to buy him, then I won't activate that. But that money has already come out of our transfer budget. So I can only assume it will just go back in if we don't buy him next summer. But we might do, depending on what happens. But yeah, decent player. Once he turns 22, that potential ability, the greyed out one, will sort itself out. So we'll either see if he is a 5-star potential or a 4.5-star or just 4, and we can make a decision then as well. And then the final signing, Hector Corugo from Argentina Juniors. We then loaned him back straight away, 4 million, that might rise to 9. He is a deep line playmaker as a midfielder, 20-year-old Argentinian guy who is 2-star current ability, 3.5-star, maybe 4.5-star potential. And that sort of wraps it up there. I don't think there's anything else to cover in the old transfers. We have still got some future transfers, or one, which is Nicolas Brandoni from Rosario Central for 2.5 million. He's a 17-year-old Argentinian defender. He will join us when he turns 18, which will be the 1st of January 2030, which will be good. I think he'll join in the next transfer window after he turns 18. 2-star current ability player, but with 4.5-star, maybe 5.5-star potential. Would be a superb signing. He's a consistent performer, and he's already driven. So I'm feeling he might be partnering Lastra long term. Although our Bulgarian guy that we bought in as well might have something to say about that. What was his name? Stoyanov. Stoyanov might have something to say about it. But yes, this is going to be the team we put out for this cup game. We've got Durazio in goal, Hattab, Guimedi, Smoljanic and Appelquist along the back four. We've got Carlos at the base midfield with Karabali and Hole making his debut with a few other players as well. There are quite a lot of debutants here. We've got Sheba on one side, Leone, who is still at the club. He did originally have a £10.5 million deal lined up, but he pulled out of it. And then when I offered him out again, Freiburg came in, I think it was, or might have been Augsburg. One of them came in, who is somehow apparently in Europe, and he had an active release clause of clubs in a continental competition at 5.5 million. So I've given an extended deal on roughly the same amount of money he was on before, give or take. I think it might be a little bit more, to remove the release clause so we can just sell him for 15 million maybe at the end of the season. He's a decent player, just not pushing the heights of what we're after currently. And we have got Davidson leading the line, and he will be playing a bit part role this season. He didn't really have the clinical finish that I needed him to have. He's been with us for 2 seasons now, scored 10 goals in the first season, but then just went off the ball. Only scored 7, but he did get 4 assists to his name, to be fair. But he did play 5 more games and can get a lower average rating, which isn't what you want to look for. So we had to get Sheridan. I'm just going to change it now. I'm just going to set this nickname as Sheridan, because his last name is too complicated for me. It doesn't roll off my tongue properly, so it's gone. So let's get into this game and see what we can do here. So we are the favourites, obviously, for this game, as we are a much bigger team. They are an amateur team in the amateur leagues, and so we should be putting them to the sword here. But obviously it is a very rotated team. This team has pretty much played together since the first game of the pre-season, to be fair, as it was very settled. Smiljanic was in our first team setup for a little bit while I was trying to get another Hernandez. I can't remember what his name. It was a defender. He plays with Bayern in real life, and he's been there the entire time of this save. And he went on a free. He's 33 years old, but still fantastic quality. And I couldn't get him on a free, unfortunately. Schalke did manage to snap him up. Actually, they've only named 6 substitutions out of the possible 9, which is interesting. So let's go up there and maybe spank them. I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, Schalke beat us to his signature, so we didn't have another. It was 3.5 star, I think it was. There's a penalty given straight away. Hull will take it. We should be 1-0 up in the first minute of the game. And I'll get back to my bloody story about transfers in a second. As Hull steps up, he fires it into the bottom corner, and we do take a 1-0 win. What a way to start your debut for us, Daniel Hull, getting a goal inside a minute and a half. Beautiful. But Schalke beat us to the signature of a 3.5 star current. I think he was model professional or perfectionist player who would have been quite good for mentoring. Smiljanic gets a header that was just over the bar there. Would have been good for mentoring and would be a good partner to Lastra this season. But unfortunately, we had to go out and buy a centre-back after they confirmed his transfer. And that's where we got the Bulgarian Stoyanov from. Hatib here is just running riot down that left wing, and he does get an assist from Davidson for his first goal of the season. And we're 2-0 up within 12 minutes. I think this might be a rout. I'm going to praise them here, but this is going to result in a goal, isn't it, from this corner for their team. Right, Durazio. What the hell are you doing in this situation? The ball comes in. It's not even a good... Keeper's nowhere. There's 3 of our players on the line. Smiljanic, Appelquist and Hatab are all on the line, and none of them go for the ball. Hatab now with a throw on the far side into Davidson, who almost gets tackled. Hatab crosses in. They defend it well. Karabali picks the ball up. Carlos into Karabali. Tries to beat his man. Finds Hatab now, who can look to find a cross back to him again. Can he cross now? Trying to beat one man. Cross comes in, but it's blocked straight away. And they clear it, but only as far as Appelquist. And now we can go forward, hopefully, but back to Smiljanic, who finds Leone on this near side, beats one man. Cross comes in, it's over Davidson, but Sheba picks it all up. Hatab now into Karabali, who has a long-range shot, and oh my god. That could be goal of the competition, that could be. That was an absolute screamer for Hernando Karabali. He has been wanting to start more games. He is technically our second best player in midfield, star rating wise. And he's just picked, oh my god, take a bow, son. That was a beautiful goal. To be fair, if he keeps doing that sort of stuff in games, he has got a chance to displace Rocker, who is the other person that he might be able to get in the team over. Manoz is just another level at the moment in time. His form is just, he's undroppable. And he's been getting in the Colombian team as well. as well as Karaballi. Actually, Karaballi has played a few games for the Colombian national team. I don't know if it's at full, like adult, like professional teams, but he has been playing with the junior side as well while he's been growing up. Karaballi with a chance here. Gomedi with the header. And do you know what? We are winning this 3-1 and quite convincingly. They've only had one shot on target, annoyingly went in. But I want more. Yeah, this is our second team. That is a beautiful ball over the top by Hall, who doesn't quite finish it off. If that was Sheridan, maybe he would have finished it. Maybe. But yeah, we are investing in a lot of youth at the moment. My transfer policy is normally if anyone's over 25, you just shouldn't buy them because they're going to cost too much for the little gain they might have on the pitch. Yeah, keep it up, lads. So I generally set every search that I do for new players or every scout report. If they're over 25, I don't really care about them, even if they are world-class players, because to get them to come here, it would break the bank and it doesn't necessarily advance the team. So if we buy an 18-year-old for 10 million and then he does a few good seasons, Leone with another goal there, that's a great finish. If he does a few good seasons with us and then we sell him for 20 million, that's an extra 10 million profit we've made on that player. And yeah, he might not have advanced the team a lot, but that 10 million can then be invested in players that will, and it all adds up with little transfers like that where you make profit on them. And that's all I'm sort of really looking to do. And the people that do flop at us, like Buttershon for instance, all I was doing was wanting to get my money back from him. So if he cost 2.5 million, I wanted to get 2.5 million back, if not as close to that as possible, with Smoljanich with a 6th goal. Is that the 5th goal for the game? Gotta be the 5th. Yes, it's the 5th. And that's how I'm sort of keeping afloat with the finances of this. And I think we might want to rotate some players. Although to be fair, just continue. Gomedi with a chance here, hits the bar. And we're just tearing them apart currently. I'm going to praise him. 70th minute. I don't think I'm actually going to make any changes because none of these players are going to play in the next game. Or well, shouldn't have to play in the next game. It is against Schalke, the defending champions. Well, they're 2 times defending champions now because they won it 2 times in a row. So maybe I will make some changes. On the 80th minute, I will actually. We'll get Appelquist. I can't bring off. Rocker can play there for a little bit. Gumedi. Leone's looking tired. We'll get Facione on. Who are Gumedi? We'll get Lastra on, yeah. We'll get Lastra on for the next 9 minutes. It's not going to do too much to his fitness here. Although the highlight is continuing behind us now. Gumedi heads to Appelquist into hold. Finds Leone now. Back into hold. Who is, to be fair, he is running the show in this game. Obviously, it's not against the greatest of all oppositions, but he's still playing a very good game. Leone now on the overlap. And the defender just kicks it out for a corner when they could have had or could have just kicked the ball up the field. Maybe, and we'll drop it now. Down, defensive. Frequently waste time. Be more expressive. Smoljanich with a chance from the corner there. Just a free header. But it goes over the bar. And there are a lot of people in our team getting 9.0 ratings. And we do win the first game of the season 5-1. And I will have the draw. I will show the draw. Let's get into where we can see that. It might be today, it might be in a couple of days' time. But either way, we received 128,000 from that. Good. The Border Pleased team is currently on course to reach the quarterfinals of this by winning the first round. I mean, technically, yes, I'm on course, but okay. Right, you'll join me when we have the draw for the second round. So we have the second round draw for the DFB-Pokal. 32 teams go into the hat for 16 matches to be drawn, with teams as varied as Bayern Munich, Schalke, Wiesbaden and Aalen? No idea. Let's have a look at this draw now. We could get some easy games here. Let's have a go. We've got Darmstadt against Freiburg, Hoffenheim against Dresden, Paderborn against Kaiserslautern, Hertha Berlin against Ingolstadt, Stuttgart versus Werder Bremen, Karlsruhe against Dortmund, Leverkusen against Mönchengladbach, Frankfurt against Greuther Fürth, Bayern Munich against Nuremberg, thank God, Heidenheim against Aalen. St. Pauli against 1860 Munich. Right, love that. Where did they finish last season? 7th, 6th. I'll say they're a top half Bundesliga 2 team. Jesus Christ, they did get into the Bundesliga in 2010. Hello. Loretta. Franz Loretta is their captain. Oh my God. It's a return for Loretta. Right, and then the rest of it is Köln against Augsburg, Wolfsburg, Berlin, Union Berlin, Wiesbaden against Schalke, Hamburg against Holstein Kiel, Dusseldorf against RB Leipzig. That's incredible. And we also have the draw. I don't know why it's not showing that on the competitions. The draw into the group stage on the 20th of the 9th. I don't know when the draw for it is, though. Okay. So it's the 31st of August. Okay, it's ages away. Interesting. And then it does it, I'm going to assume, come straight into the possible game. Where is it? It's there. 20th of the 9th. Okay, so there's a full month that we get to know who we're coming up against. Right. So we'll play the first few games offline. I will come back with the draw for the Europa League, and then we'll have the first Europa League game and probably Stuttgart after as well. Hopefully we can get off to a good start in the Europa League and get some bloody good money in it. But thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode, make sure you click that like button, comment and subscribe. If you do end up subscribing, make sure you click the notification bell, stay up to date with everything on the channel. But until next time, goodbye.